I think. Okay, yeah, this should be working. I think this should be working. Hopefully, then. Yes. Okay. Yeah. No, I did unmute, but because my whole setup is different, it just chose the wrong audio setting. So, welcome everyone again. Sorry about that. And we are gonna just be training 26 minutes today, because I have a chess lesson in half an hour roughly. And I'm in Groningen. I made it to the Netherlands, and I've got a pretty busy day ahead. So we're just gonna train some tactics and get back to our usual daily training. How have you guys been? Have any of you ever been to the Netherlands before? And have any of you been to Groningen as well? I'd be curious to hear, like, if there's any must do kind of activities that you'd recommend. But yeah, let's give this a shot. And let's see, actually, did the puzzle streak save? Okay, it did save at 37. Okay, we can do some of that as well. But for now, let's try and solve some of these past pawn exercises. So, okay, it's white's turn to play. Oh, and I see, okay, my camera is completely covering. Yeah, basically, since I've got... I'm not at home, like, my whole setup is different, so I don't have my webcam, I don't have my mic, so probably the audio is a bit worse as well. Let's see if this is still covering the board. Maybe I need to cut some of this away. Let's try that. Right. Okay, hopefully that's better. Okay, I went to the Netherlands last year. Stayed in Zaanstad, if I remember spelling. Yeah, I've no idea where that is. Just about to head to Buka. Okay, exciting. Good luck. Where is Buka being held this year? Are you playing any chess, man? No, I'm literally just here to visit a friend, and we're just gonna hang out for the weekend. I'm actually gonna be going to a music festival this evening, and it's actually gonna be the first music festival I've ever been to. Like, I've been to a lot of clubs, and a lot of concerts, but I've never actually been to a festival. I didn't know I was going to a festival until yesterday, so full of surprises this trip already. Random question, but is it worth playing in Fonciel League? I think if you're serious about improving, then yes, because Fonciel is like the longest time control you can find, and also probably half decent opponents, so you're really pushing your chess to the absolute max. But it is a lot of effort just to go all the way just for 2 rated games, so I don't know, I'd consider the pros and cons quite a bit. I would say I'm about 50-50, I'd say. I don't know. But okay, let's give this a shot. So white to play. We're in check. So we have only 5 candidates of what we can play. And you would think, okay, like taking the pawn or king f1 should be the most logical, because I can't imagine why we'd want to go to the edge unless we were playing for some stalemate where they promote to a queen and we get a draw. But given we have these pieces on the left side, I don't think that's going to be relevant. So, okay, we should do a proper evaluation as well. So bishops of same color, black has an extra pawn. Black's king is supporting the pawns, but white's pawns are actually further advanced. And because we've got this bishop very well placed, we are, in fact, ready to make some progress. Sorry, not like that, but like this. And make a queen. So, I think... in this position, these 2 moves would be my main candidates. And probably, if I had to play this in a blitz game, I'd probably just go king f1 as my intuition, because I wouldn't want to give my opponent the extra tempi, giving me checks and trying to get this pawn further down the board. So I'd probably head to king f1 and hope that I'm fast enough. So if they push the pawn and we push the pawn, and they push the pawn and we push the pawn, they can give a very scary check. And the problem there is that our king is forced to go to e1, but then how do they even make progress? They'd probably need to bring the king in. Maybe this way? We queen. And it feels like they're just a bit too slow to deliver some kind of mate. I think I think we should be fine. So the problem is they're not playing f2 sooner because we can take on e2. So I think king f1, I have the feeling it should be fine. Taking the pawn we should just consider. So if check, king here, push the pawn. Feels like we're just a tad slower. Push the pawn. Only now do we push the pawn. We give a check. Maybe this time we can even come this way. Here, 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 and then yeah, when we queen, they will give checkmate. So I think yeah, the extra pawn isn't so important. It's more important that we have the tempo to queen safely. So I think king f1 is the idea, and then we're just gonna push. And I think we can just push again if I understand this puzzle correctly. Let's just think once more. If check, king here, and yeah, there's no way that they can somehow like play f3 as well as f2 because yeah, the pawn's blocking the way. So I think that means we can just push. Nice. Okay, let's go. Which division is best for 1755 FIDE? Probably. I mean, it depends actually what board you're on. So you could be playing like Division 3 or Division 4. If you're board 1, you'll get like a 2,000 plus player every game. So it really depends what team you're in. I would probably just say don't choose the division based on strength, but like just find a team that you gel well with because you're going to have to spend a whole weekend with them. You want to make sure that you vibe with your teammates. So I think maybe trying to... join a team that you think will be fun is probably a good idea. So okay, let's continue with some puzzle streets. Actually, I think this would be good to keep going, and hopefully I don't mouse slip because I'm using touchpad. Okay, let's have a think. I've got to be very careful of the time as well because I literally can't overrun. I have a chess lesson to teach at 11, so. Okay, so what's going on here? They have 3 extra pawns. We have a knight for the bishop. Both of our kings are super weak. If I had to choose anyone here, like intuitively I would choose black because it feels like white's pieces are slightly uncoordinated and can't give a checkmate, but I guess I'm wrong. And yeah, I'm starting to realize actually this move is very strong. Because the king is completely trapped, and if rook takes, then I've got this big check. And I think that should just be forced mate. So yeah, my intuition about this position is wrong, that actually white does have a way through. But yeah, maybe it's a position where like, you know, if white doesn't have this one tactic, then I think black's going to be better. Like I assume that, yeah, any other move... Oh, actually, rook d1 is even equal. I guess like this knight f7 is actually such a big threat. Surprising to me. Like even rook f1 is equal. Like I would have thought black should be winning, but yeah, interesting. I guess knights are just very strong in the attack, so I guess that's natural. Third section for you, aiming to score well. Okay, nice. Yeah, good luck. Actually, just a little flex, because you know, gotta big up any chess wins in your career. Just a flex. I scored 5 out of 5 in one of my years at Buka, and I was the only player in the whole hall from any division to score 5 out of 5. And I was playing in the second team, and I played some really strong players as well. So basically, everything just went well. And what really did it for me was I had to wake up at 5 in the morning to travel from London to get to the venue. And I had napped the whole way on the train. I got to the hotel lobby where the chess was taking place, and I napped in the lobby. Like all of the other guys were like getting ready, maybe looking at some chess, like, I don't know, like just chilling, hang out. I was just napping. I was just straight up napping in the hotel lobby where everyone could see me. I didn't give a shit. And then I went on to play 3 brilliant games. And the next day, I think the place we were staying had a pool. So I actually went for a swim in the morning before the penultimate 2 rounds. And yeah, I just won everything, and it was really good. So can definitely recommend lots of naps, lots of swimming, and you'll probably do well as well, Josh. That would be my recommendation. But okay, here we have a rook endgame. Quite an interesting one. Let's try and understand it. So materials equal, although we have a majority 4 versus 3 on the king side. Do not mouse slip. And they've got these isolated double pawns, which are probably not great. They've also got back rank weaknesses, right? They're like this would be a checkmate, or here. So probably we should consider this. It feels like our king will have more hope at like activating, right? Like we've definitely got like a clear path to like try and I don't know, maybe improve somehow. So yeah. This is like my valuation. Probably what should my goal of calculation be? Probably my goal when calculating here is maybe finding a way. I'm gonna start super ambitious. Is there a way like I can even play for mate? So to play for mate, you need to play rook b4, rook d4. Both cases though, it's not so promising. Black can always like make a window or even defend like this. So I think playing for mate is too much, but maybe then we can combine that with like maybe trying to win material, right? Like it could be like rook b4, and if the rook comes down, maybe we can try and attack this pawn from the base. But okay, it's not so clear as well. I mean, again, in a game, probably, given how like my rook is already active, pressuring c6, I might want to just improve my weaknesses b4. I don't think they can ever trap my king because firstly I can win the pawn, but also I can always play g3 and improve my king this way. So I would probably just play b4 here and just make sure that we fix this pawn on c6, fix this rook as a result, improve the king, and try and find a way in. But maybe there's just no way in. Maybe black just plays rook b6 and there's just nothing. So, okay, we need some other candidate moves, I think. Oh, that's a big candidate move. For some reason, I only considered these two moves, but I completely overlooked that rook a4 is a move as well. And actually, this is what you should be doing all the time. Whenever you're playing any rook endgame, bishop endgame, knight endgame, whatever it is, we must always be looking at how to simplify the position as a means to improve. So if the pieces were to trade, well, then we get a huge pass pawn. And in fact, if this pawn tries to run, we are definitely in the square. Like by moving here, the easiest way to draw the square is to draw the diagonal and then complete the square like this. And if white can enter into the square on that move, then it's a draw. And the thing is, I don't think we can say the same for white, for black, sorry. So like if rook were to take and the pawn takes, if we draw the square, we draw the diagonal first and then complete the square all the way around. We can see that black on their move cannot enter the square. So that means, yeah, the pass pawn is going to be fast enough. We're going to be able to stop the pawn if needed. And yeah, the other key point about this is, yeah, we're combining ideas, right? There's no rook b6 because of mate. So yeah, I think rook a4 must be the move. This looks really good. So yeah, I would have missed this in a blitz game, I think. And then this is just clearly winning. Yeah, the blitz is until 9. Oh, it's only 9. When I used to play, it used to be 10. They used to start the blitz at 10 and people would play until like 1 a.m. And yeah, it'd just be a really cool vibe. So, you found rook a4, Arjun? Fantastic. Great. So, yeah, to be honest, I would always just play in the blitz just for fun. Also, it's FIDE rated. Might get a FIDE blitz rating. I don't know, Josh, if you have a FIDE rating, but it might be cool to have a FIDE blitz rating. I guess you would have a FIDE rating, actually. I think you've played in some classical events that are FIDE rated. But yeah, let's keep going. Okay, so, what a position. I would never enter this position in a million years, because why take such a risk? And, okay, I'm being very lazy with the calculation because I don't want to calculate such a complicated mess. But is this not winning? Like, just rook here. If the king takes, then queen down here is mate. And if rook here and the king goes here, then this is just mate. So I think it's just a mate in two, which makes life a lot easier. Yeah, there's no way that there's anything I'm missing here. This is just mate. Okay, great. Yeah, thank God we didn't have to evaluate that, because that would have been a mess. Why is it not a free knight? I would just take the free knight and be happy. What? Like, I really don't see a problem with just taking this knight. Like, I don't think there's ever any, like, rook takes, queen h5 or something. Like, we can just, like, bring the rook over. Like, what's the problem? Like, we're literally a piece up, right? Piece for a pawn. But that's completely winning. Why would you play anything other than take the knight? I don't believe there's something else here. I don't... Like, it's a puzzle streak, so I really don't want to mess it up. Why wouldn't it? Nah, we have to take the knight. Come on, we have to take the knight. There's no way we're not taking the knight. I'm just thinking, like, okay, if we take the knight, they trade everything, and then they give a check, like queen g3 check. Just go back king f7 or something. I think it should be completely fine. Yeah, there's no way we're not taking this knight. Yep. And then I guess we have to take back. Why not? Yeah, and then in this position, I saw that we had queen g8, and I stopped calculating, because that does the job, and it stops queen h7 check. So I'd presume that this is good enough. Maybe it's the only move. Yeah. Nice. Okay. So this was just like win the piece and make sure you defend accurately. Okay, let's keep going. I actually want to check one of my students real quick because I'm teaching him next. I want to make sure he's done his homework. Okay, nice. Okay, yeah, let's keep going. So, what's going on here? Again, our king is super weak, way weaker than I'd ever want to allow it to be. Also, guys, did you watch the Antoshin Philidor positions? I'd be curious to hear what your guys' opinions were of the opening. Do you think it's like something that's worth pursuing? Do you think it's like too difficult to play, or... Yeah, I'm really curious to explore it more. But yeah, I kind of told myself that, like, for now, I'm definitely going to chill out about it, because, like, maybe I'll look into it a little bit more just for fun, but, like, I need to prioritize my chessboard course, right? And make that as good as I can make it. So, yeah, gonna get back to the chessboard grind pretty soon. So, materials equal. Our king is probably slightly worse, although they have some back rank problems. Although they do have a rook on h1, so it's probably not so bad. Pawn structure-wise, I'd prefer their pawn structure, actually, because I think they can make a pass pawn quite easily if they need to, an outside pass pawn at that. Yes, we have a pass pawn, but ultimately this f pawn is completely being restricted by this pawn. So I feel like in an endgame, white might have better prospects, and white has the more active pieces, and black's king is weaker. Feels like black is in trouble. But I guess we've got something. So we need some candidate moves. We also need a goal. So in this position, probably, like, realistically, my goal would be to try and neutralize the position because my king is so weak. That would probably be my goal. I don't think I've missed anything about the position. Like, I don't think the queen's getting trapped. Maybe the knight's getting trapped or something. Maybe that's the point, right? Maybe the knight's just getting trapped. Maybe like queen b6 is just trapping the knight. Like, it looks very active, but actually it's not well placed at all. It's on the edge of a board. It doesn't really have any... it doesn't have too many prospects. So like queen b6, and we don't have to worry about any like rook h7. The knight's defending f7 just fine. Queen b6, are we missing anything? Because I wonder like why queen b6. Okay, queen b6 needs to cover c5, right? There's like queen a8 is different. Queen c8. How is queen c8 different? Why wouldn't queen c8 also trap the knight and win? So why queen c8 or why queen b6? Are they not the same? Intuitively, I'd want to play queen b6 because I also put some pressure on the back rank in case there's any like annoying rook moves. Don't know what annoying rook moves there could be. Also, queen b6 also defends the knight a bit better. So, like, if queen b6... Well, I mean, I was thinking, like, if queen c8, maybe rook d1 would be annoying, but then just queen takes a6 and you protect the knight. Seems fine. Okay, I need to make a note of one thing. 1 second. Yeah, right now I'm really not seeing a difference between these two moves, but it's a puzzle. There must be a difference. I wonder if I should... I'm also realizing actually, not only is the knight loose on a6, but also potentially the rook, right? Queen a8 is also a fork, but then there's knight c5 check. But then we could play rook takes c5, and the queen can't take back because the rook is still hanging. So this is, I don't know, they all look like good moves. Queen b6, queen c8, queen a8. Maybe queen a8 wins more than just like a knight. Although I'd be very happy just to win the knight and be done with it. Queen a8. Yeah, I mean, how do they defend that? They'd probably have to play like rook d1 and we just take the knight. Like, I don't get it. I'm definitely missing some kind of defensive resource, but I don't see what it is. I mean, based on what we've calculated, I think queen a8 makes the most sense because it's very forcing, right? Like, we hit the rook, a threatening mate. If the rook moves somewhere, we take the knight. Like, that's extremely forcing. If we play like queen b6 or queen c8, maybe there's a chance that they have something else. I don't know if we're missing something even stronger. Right. Why doesn't queen b6 and queen c8 win? I feel like there must be a defense. I feel like queen a8 is the answer, and there's a defense to queen b6 or queen c8, but I don't even see it. Alright, we're gonna go for queen a8. I think queen a8 makes the most sense. Like, it's the most forcing line. There surely isn't a problem with it. Like, knight c5 is a rook takes c5, and that's so strong. Queen takes back, and we just take on h1 should be winning. Yeah, exactly. And then now we just take the knight, and we should be fine. So, okay. My lesson's gonna start pretty soon, guys. So, and Arjun, I see that you said queen 8 pretty quickly as well. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to call an end to the stream soon. But let's actually just understand, like, what is the problem with queen b6 and queen c8? Wow, look at this resource of b3. I was not seeing this. I was not seeing this. Like, my logic behind queen 8 in the end was just like, because it's more forcing, it literally can't be wrong. Like, there's no way that queen 8 doesn't work, because yeah, where can the rook move? You just win the knight. It's like it's so clear. But yeah, b3. Wow. So I actually did look at these ideas to, like, if there was a way to for some reason I only saw it in this way, like knight b4 and then try and play like c3 or something and just try and trap the rook somehow. But b3 actually works immediately. I guess the point is that if the rook moves, then there's knight c5 and the knight escapes. And if the rook moves like along the c file, then there's knight b4. Yeah, this is such a nice save, knight with b3. Did not see this. Yeah. But yeah, queen 8 is more forcing. Okay, the streak continues. You got to 42. And yeah, I think we're definitely going to have to call it a day there. But yeah, thank you guys all for watching, and we'll keep our training up tomorrow. And yeah, I'll try my best to train the full 39 minutes. I'll allow it because like the last 2 days we streamed like an hour plus, so I think that's only fair. So okay, good luck Josh in the VUCA, and yeah, keep us updated how it goes. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Adios.